What's up, guys? GameNut here, and welcome back to week 11 of our NFL regular season predictions. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at last week to see how well we did. And you guys can see the check marks, you guys can see the X marks, and we didn't do so hot once again, man. We started off like the mid-season like pretty good. Like we were getting a lot more guesses correct, like we were hitting double digits every time. And these past couple of weeks, we've kind of been on the downhill, not gonna lie. Now, last week, as you guys can see, if you don't want to count them up, I counted them up for you. We went 7-7, so we went average. We went right at the 500 mark, 7 right, 7 wrong, which, you know, isn't like terrible, but really isn't that fantastic. I would like to start doing better, but I guess I'll take it. At least I'm not only getting like 2 games right or something like that. But that now puts our overall record on the year at 83, 63, and 2. And if we look on the right side for Madden 19's picks, you guys can see they have just about as many right as wrong as we did for the previous week. They actually had 8 right and only 6 wrong. So just 1 game better than us. That puts them in an overall record of 79, 67, and 2. So overall for the year, we currently have a 4-game lead on Madden 19. So, you know, still got ourselves a little bit of a leeway ahead of them just by a tiny bit. But, man, hopefully we can turn things around again here, man, because I'm tired of only getting like 7 games right. I want to start getting like 10, 11, and 12. So as we head into week 11, we once again now have 6 teams on a bye week. So that means we are going to only have 13 games being played this week. Our teams that are on a bye, we have the Bills, the Browns, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, and 49ers. Now, so as we start things off with Thursday night football, of course, you guys know we did have the Packers and the Seahawks. The Seahawks won just by 3 points. And if you guys are going to see my tweet on screen now, it wasn't really a tweet. It was more so a GIF. As you guys can see, I just tweeted a GIF of Aaron Rodgers taking off his sunglasses. That was my choice. If you guys couldn't tell, just by tweeting A-Rod out. And, of course, we were wrong. Once again, I mean, I think I have a curse. Like, whatever team I choose to win on Thursday Night Football, the other team's going to win. I don't know, man. I'm just so tired of picking wrong on Thursday Night Football games. For our first game of the week on the schedule, right here, it says it's actually going to be my game. We've got the Bengals, who are 5-4, going against my Ravens, who are 4-5. And I mean, obviously, it's my team. It's my Ravens. I'm never going to pick against them. So, obviously, my choice is the Ravens here. But my team's a complete mess, man. I mean, it's just, like, it's been so disappointing. Like, I'm starting to lose interest in, like, watching them this season just because of how poorly they've been playing. I mean, especially just losing, like, the past 3 out of the 4 or 4 out of 5, something like that. I forget what it is. We've just been losing way too much and just games that we shouldn't. And it's just, I'm really disappointed in them. I mean, like, they're really letting us down. However, a game against the Bengals, man, like, this game, we should be capable of winning. I mean, like, even though it's a division opponent, and then obviously, you know, Flacco doesn't even look like he's going to start. I hope Lamar Jackson starts and he comes in and he whoops the Bengals. His first game being a starter and he beats the Bengals at home. I mean, that'd be a pretty nice start to your resume, not gonna lie. But I mean, hopefully this bye week helped us out. Hopefully we healed up a little bit, got our act together, and I'm just hoping, man, I really hope that we can finally turn things around and start winning so we can make a push towards the playoffs. Next, we have the Cowboys, who are 4-5. They're like, they're doing okay. I mean, obviously, they were a team that really couldn't get an away win, but they did last week against the Eagles, which was a pretty big win for them. And then we've got the Falcons, who are also 4-5, but they just took a loss to the Cleveland Browns. You know, it's kind of funny, not gonna lie. Anyways, it's okay though. I mean, obviously, you know, other teams have lost to the Browns, including mine, but mine's different because, you know, they're a division opponent, so it's okay if we lose to them. But when you're the Falcons, it's a little different. Anyways, okay. For my choice this week, though, I feel like we have to go with Atlanta having their bounce-back week. I mean, after losing to the Browns, they're sitting now 4-5. They're under 500. This is a home game for them. The Cowboys struggle on the road, and I mean, I wouldn't say they got lucky last week. Obviously, they did play pretty well, and it was against the their division opponent, the Eagles. I think all of, like, the arrows are pointing to the Falcons winning this game at home, I think. Obviously, the offense is a lot better. They're getting a little bit of their pieces back and whatnot, so I think I'm just going to have to go with the home team bouncing back after taking a loss to Cleveland. Man, this one's kind of interesting. We've got the Buccaneers, who are 3-6, going to take on the Giants, who are 2-7. I'm not really sure which team I want to pick here, to be honest. I mean, neither of these teams are obviously that good, so the Giants are going to be the home team, and I guess for that reason alone, I'm going to go with the home team. I think we'll go with the Giants, because even though the Giants are a little bit of a mess, I mean, or their record's pretty bad, 2-7, their losses really haven't been by that much, if you guys look at it. I mean, like, their team is decent. I mean, obviously, the offense has their struggles, the defense has their struggles, and they can't close out games. But ultimately, I definitely think they're better than the Buccaneers, and they definitely can beat them while they're at home. So I'm gonna have to go with Saquon and Odell starting to put up some touchdowns again, especially against the Buccaneers with Ryan Fitzpatrick, who might throw for 400 yards again but not be able to get a win. Or if they go with Winston, whoever they choose, the Buccaneers, I don't know, they're kind of an interesting team, but I think the Giants will get it done. So I'm gonna go with New York. Ooh, now we've got ourselves kind of a little of a rematch here. These two teams have kind of created their own little rivalry from the last season. We've got the Steelers, who are 6-2-1. They definitely turned their season around, that's for sure. And then they've got the Jaguars, who are playing at home. They are sitting 3-6. Weren't the Jaguars like 3-0 to start off the year, and now they're 3-6? So did they lose 6 in a row? That's crazy, man. Like, I don't what's wrong with the Jaguars? I mean, like, their defense is amazing, obviously. It still says that they're ranked number 3 in the league for defense, but it's just kind of unexpected that they've taken 6 losses in a row and they're sitting at this point, 3-6. It's kind of weird. I don't really know, but hopefully the Jaguars can turn things around, because they've definitely been kind of a letdown so far this year. But between these two teams, obviously, like I did say, they've kind of created a rivalry between the two. They play each other tough between the regular season game last year and then the playoff game. And I think I might have to go with the Jaguars once again, taking the 3rd win in a row. This be 3 in a row for the Jaguars, I believe, right? Playing against the Steelers. I think if there's any point in the season where the Jags need to turn things around and try and salvage their season and say, hey, we still have a shot at making a wild card spot or something like that, this would be a big time game for them to beat the Steelers, who are hot right now. And with the Jags being the home team, they have a good defense still. I'm going to go with Jaguars one more time. If they lose, this might be the last time that I pick them. Man, we've got some good matchups this week. Now we've got the Texans going to take on the Redskins. Both of these teams are sitting 6-3 as well. I'm kind of struggling to decide what team I want to pick here as well. I mean, obviously Deshaun Watson is, starting to look like Deshaun Watson of what he was last season. He's putting up big numbers for that offense. The defense is playing, okay. For the Redskins, their defense is kind of, I would say, being like the vast majority of carrying that team, even though the games that they do win, they really don't put up like high numbers or anything like that. And I think the end result's going to have to be the Texans winning, because even though the Redskins, they're 6-3, most of their wins are like they squeak by in those games, and they really don't put up a whole lot of points. So I think the Texans with Deshaun Watson, and he's putting up big points. His team and his offense is getting high scoring games. I think I'm going to have to go with the Houston Texans getting the win. They'll be the team that's going 7-3 after this week. Now we have the Titans, who are sitting 5-4, going against the Indianapolis Colts, who are sitting 4-5. The Colts, man, they're starting to turn things around too. They were looking really bad at the start of the season, but now I'm starting to second guess myself here. They're not looking too bad. Andrew Luck, he's starting to look like Andrew Luck again, and I think for that reason, I'm going to be going with him. Andrew Luck at home, once again. This is against a division opponent. It'd be a big-time win if Andrew Luck could get this done. Definitely make a strong push towards that wild card spot, putting himself at 5-5 on the team. I think we got to go with the Colts, man. Next, we have the Carolina Panthers, who are 6-3. They are going to take on the Detroit Lions, who are sitting 3-6. Part of me, honestly, wants to choose the Lions. Like, for some reason, like, there's just like a part of my gut that's telling me the Lions have a chance to win this game, but I feel like I just got to go with the logical choice here, to be honest. We got to go Panthers. I mean, even though they just got absolutely whooped by Steelers last week, I don't see it happening again. With the way the Panthers have been playing, they've been playing like a really good team, like a top contender in the NFC. And for them going and traveling to the Lions, who are only sitting 3-6, there's no way that I can see Carolina losing. I don't know. Part of me wants to say Detroit, but like I said, I just got to go with the logical choice here. I'm going with Carolina. Next, we have the Denver Broncos, who are sitting at 3-6. They were another team that started off the season like 2-2 or something like that, right? And so they've been losing quite a lot lately. Going against the Los Angeles Chargers, who are they're dominating, man. They look pretty good. I'm kind of impressed by the Chargers, not gonna lie. They are sitting 7-2. That's definitely a good record. They might be a top seed in the AFC, which is kind of crazy to think about. But anyways, this is going to be my wild pick of the week, guys, okay? This is going to be it. I'm going to be going with the Broncos, okay? The Broncos aren't that bad of a team. I mean, obviously, they're not that great either, but I'm going with my theory here. This is where I'm pulling this out here. This is why I'm going with the Broncos, because I like to say that division opponents always play each other very, very tough. Doesn't matter what the records are. For instance, Broncos are 3-6. Their season is almost kind of in the books. They have a slight chance. They really can't lose from this point forward if they want to have a chance at the playoffs. But the Chargers are looking amazing. They're sitting at 7-2. So even though these two teams are completely different points of their season, they're still division opponents, and they're still going to play each other very, very tough. And because of that reason, That's why I'm going to be going with the Broncos. I think for some reason I'm going to see the Broncos finally putting a halt to these Chargers and giving them their third loss of the season. I don't see them going 8-2. I see them going 7-3. So going to be going with Denver for the underdog of this week. Next we have the poor Oakland Raiders, man. I'm sorry if you're a Raiders fan. They're just sitting at 1-8. They're going to take on the Arizona Cardinals, who are sitting at 2-7. And this is obviously a very easy choice. We are going with the Cardinals in this game. One, I'm hoping David Johnson gets going because obviously the Raiders defense isn't very good. I have David Johnson for fantasy, if you guys didn't know. I know I say that almost every single one of these prediction videos, but I also went ahead and I picked up the Cardinals defense for this week because the Raiders have put up literally like 3 or 6 points within like the past 3 or 4 games. I just looked it up before this. They had like 3 points in one game, then the following game they actually did decent, and then they put up 3, and then they put up 6 points again. So playing against the Cardinals at home with a defense that, the Cardinals defense isn't too bad, I'm kind of hoping that, this pays off for me. So going with Arizona. This should be a pretty good game. We've got the Eagles, who are sitting at 4-5. They're going to take on the New Orleans Saints. They are a powerhouse, man. They are sitting at 8-1. Now, if you asked me about this game last season and these two teams were about to play each other, I probably would have went with the Eagles. But with the Eagles of this season going to take on the Saints of this season, there's no doubt in my mind that we have to go New Orleans. I mean, I don't see any chance for the Eagles to win this game. I mean, I think that they'll hold their own. I mean, I don't think that the Eagles are going to get blown out or anything like that. I definitely think that, they'll put up some points, but they're definitely not going to win this game. I just can't see it. So, New Orleans, man, I think they'll be going 9-1. Sunday Night Football is the Vikings. They are 5-3-1, going to take on the Chicago Bears, who are sitting 6-3. Now, for this game, this is going to be a tough one as well. I think I'm going to have to go with the Vikings, though. I think that I can see the Vikings getting the win here and taking control of the NFC North after this game. I mean, the Bears, yes, they're a pretty good team, but are they good enough to beat the Vikings? I don't know. Just something in my gut that's telling me for this divisional game that the Vikings are going to be the team that comes out on top. Even though the Bears are home, I don't know, man. I feel like we have to go Vikings here. I don't see the Bears winning. I don't know. It could go Bears, but my choice is going to be Minnesota. And last but not least, this is probably going to be game of the year. We've got the 9-1 Chiefs going to take on the 9-1 Rams. I had no idea these teams were playing each other until I saw the promo for Monday Night Football last week on Monday night, and they were advertising, and I was like, oh my god. These two 9-1 teams are actually about to play a Monday Night Football. This is going to be an epic game. Like, I can't wait to watch this one. As for who's going to win, I mean, it's literally a coin flip for me. I cannot pick which team is going to be the one that comes out on top. But I'm going to have to go with the home team just because of the fact that they're home. I mean, I don't know. I think the Chiefs, I mean, obviously this is going to be a pretty high-scoring game, no doubt about it. But I think end result, it's going to have to be the Rams. I don't know why, man, but the Rams, they're just too good. Even though the Chiefs are really good, I just feel like the Rams are going to have that slight edge just because of the home field advantage or something like that. I don't know, man. This is going to be an epic game for sure, but I just got to go with LA. But there you guys have it. There are going to be my predictions for Week 11 of the season. But before I let you guys go, of course, it is time to go ahead and take a look at Madden 19's predictions to see how things are going to turn out for them. And as we start off with Thursday Night Football, guys, it is a miracle. We have a revelation on our hands. They finally guessed wrong on a Thursday night game. It is about time, man. It has been so annoying to see them just guess every Thursday night game correct. If you guys don't know, they're literally 10-0 up until this point for Thursday night football games. But this is the first week they have finally guessed wrong. They chose the Packers. So it's definitely pretty refreshing to finally see them guess a game wrong for Thursday night. But next game for Sunday, our first one here is the Ravens and Bengals. They're going to be siding with us and choosing my Ravens, which I don't really know how I like that because usually whenever they choose my Ravens, we usually lose. Whenever they pick against us, we usually win. So we'll have to see how things turn out there. For our next couple of games here, we're just going to go through this kind of quickly. We're actually all siding on the same. So they're also going to be siding with us for the Falcons game. They're choosing the home team to win there. They're actually choosing the next two home games as well. We're choosing the Giants both to win. They're also going to be siding with us, picking the Jaguars to beat the Steelers. And then we have the Texans beating the Redskins. Now, after that, our next two games are actually completely different. We've got the Titans and the Colts. They're actually choosing the Titans to win this game. So, interesting call there. And then for the Panthers and Lions, they're going with the Lions, the home team winning this one. I don't really know how I feel about that one, but it'll be interesting to see if they get that one right. After that, Broncos and Chargers. They're also going to be choosing the Broncos with us. Guys, for our next game, the Raiders and the Cardinals, They predict this game to be a tie. I cannot make this up. You guys will see it when I show it at the end of the video here if you don't believe me. I don't have force win or anything like that. I literally simulated it. They have this game tying at 27-27. How crazy is that? That'll be interesting to see. If that actually happens, dude, my mind is going to be blown if they predict a tie. That would be so wild to see. But after that, our next couple games, our last few here, they're also choosing the Saints at home to beat the Eagles. For the Vikings and Bears, they're actually going to be choosing the Bears to be the team that beats the Vikings. And for Monday Night Football, they are also going to be siding with the LA Rams. They'll be the one that gets their 10th win of the season as the Chiefs take their second loss of the season. But there you guys have it, man. We definitely got ourselves a pretty interesting week between my picks, between Madden 19's picks, and just between like the matchups in the league in general. It's definitely going to be a very good week of football. But thank you guys all so much for watching, man. Hopefully all of you guys enjoy it. Make sure you guys go enjoy some football today because it's almost over. It's sad to say, but it is almost over. But I will catch you guys all in the next one, man. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.